This program is brought to you by First National Bank of Botswana.
Amogelasega mo First Issues. Mo legatong la thulaganyo ya rona le lesha, re bua le bagwebipotlana ba ba ikiteileng sehuba go itshimololela dikgwebo ntle le mathata ba ka kopanang lone mo loetong le. Maikaelelo a rona e le go gwetha ba bangwe gore le bone ba iteke re kgone go hema seemo se sa letlhoko la ditiro mo lehatsheng la rona. Pirimaneng eno re bua le mme Olorato Gaolekwe o e leng mookamedi wa Afro-muse. Olorato o mo kgwebong ya go dira ka diatla ba dira dikgwama ka go harologana ka tsone tsa mokgabo tsa go ya tirong tsa diaparo le tse dingwe fela jalo. Olorato o simolotse kgwebo e ka ngwaga wa 2019 a sena go bereka kwa bankeng nngwe mo gae. Ena ya re ngwaga tse pedi di sena go wela a simolotse tiro e a ba bone se sa batlang go tswelela a se dira go itshetsa ya boele jaaka a simolotse Afromuse. Ka tsa sebaka Afromuse ena le babereki ba le batlhano e bile dikgwama tsa bone di fitlhelwa mo mabenkeleng a mmalwa mo gae. Re bua le Olorato ka kgwebo ya gagwe le gore loeto le o le kgona jang. Olorato ra go amogela mo lenaneng la rona la First Issues. Re tlo go bua ha le wena ka loeto la gago la bogwebipotlana. Gongwe re ka simolola la ka konteng gore o no o gwethilwe ke eng gore o bone gore wena tsela o batla gore o nne mogwebipotlana.
Ha ke a tsoga hela phakela be ke re okay gompieno ke a gonna mogwebo ke kontleng hela ke simolotse ile gore ke bereka a corporate job but ke tsene mo corporate job e ke ntse ke itse hela at the back of my mind gore nna tsa ke motho e leng gore ke motho ke batlang go itirela ha ke rate you know how look tirong e the formal corporate environment you have a certain tasks to follow, you have duties to follow, but nna hela ka ke motho ile gore nna ke batla gore enne nna yo ile gore ke re today I'm going to do 1 2 3 so gore be ke gore ile ha ke le mo go ipotlana ke ne ke le gore ke batla go ira se le gore I'm passionate about.
A re bue jaanong ka so se hitheletseng mo kgwebong ya gago le Afromuse a gona le dingwe tse leng gore o ipelahatsa ka tsone o re hey ke le Olorato le ba ke berekisanyang le bone se re se hitheletseng ke se le
rona really Afromuse tota re ipelahatsa ka bokgoni bo rena leng bone gore re be re le ha re leng teng ra ithuta every day. There are new trends coming in and we try to shift and also see how we can fit into this trend. Ra ithuta every day ya ithuta le nna ke a dikolong ha ke tswa ke ruta team and also re tumela gore re kgonne go gonna le di client tse ileng gore they always come back to us gomo go gonna go tla go mpontsha gore re banela se ileng gore ba se rata gape re tumela gore re kgonne go achieve gore re kgone gore ra recognize as one of the leather goods makers mo Botswana. Ke kgonne gore ke nne le a team of people ba ileng gore bana le malapa a ba fitang so ke mo hero ile gore o le ka go lwantsha unemployment rate e go godimo e mo lehatsheng la rona.
mme gone ha nka botsa ke eng o ntse o tswalla o ira so se irang a we tone le dikakanyo tsa gore gongwe ka boela ko yone yo corporate job bo go bereka ko company nngwe kana wa boela gone ko yone company no tlile wa bo bereka ko go yone
kakanyo e tlile thata but hela the reason why I started it's making me stay where I am and also push forward. Ke a itse re gompieno re ka tswa re sa achieve this particular thing that we wanted to achieve but it doesn't mean that tomorrow will also be the same. You don't know what tomorrow holds for you. This is what is making me continue, like to be persistent, to achieve what I have set myself, the goals that I've set myself to achieve in this lifetime. I've started that. I'm doing this every day, and I'm so happy. Like even waking up, driving to work in the morning, I'm so happy. Like last week, I was away from job for about a week, and I couldn't make that bag I change like I'm so passionate about this thing. Like I just don't see myself doing any other thing. I think that's also what's keeping me going.
Me anong go pheletso Olorato kana ne re bua ka konteng le wena o no kile wa bua gona gore o mohiri o le ka gone go tokahatsa seemo se sa lethoko la ditiro banana ba ntse ba teng ba bantsi ba ileng gore bone le bona ga ba bereki bona ka ba khothatsa o reng o le mogwebi potana wa monana ebile gore ba ka dira jang ka seemo se re iphithelang ba le mo go sone
botshelo bo changeile o itse ha o tsoga phakela le setsi la go phirima o tsantse o ipotsa gore what did I ke rile eng se leng gore it's getting me closer to my goals what I want to achieve in life so na nka ba ra go lapeng gore ba ska ba inela mo gore botshelo bo thata and that's it gore whatever even if you have a 500 pula simola ha wa leng teng so na nka ba ra ke do something that you feel so they know what
lights a fire.
Exactly, it lights a fire inside of you. Keep on saying what it will keep you going. Happy listen so how se dira o se dire ka manong tlhotlho.
Olorato Gaolekwe ke mongwe wa bagwebi ba ba supileng gore go nna mogwebi potlana ga go busetse wena fela o le mogwebi go ka thusa go lwantsha dikgwetho tse di baganeng lefatshe lotlhe ka bophara dikgwetho di tshwana le tlhoko la ditiro wetso ra go kgwasetswe re tla go bona moragonyana gape
ta bitsa motho gore motho a leke mangwala go duela metsi
mama kana male jana o tlhoka le go tsamela kgakala gore go duela metsi FNB re diretse tiro motho
senthe
ma kwa go marekisetsong a ile gore ana le tshwala FNB cash plus so se tlhokanyela ke o mangwa gago mo tirisong le reference number e bon dinomoro tse diriswang go ruratsa dituelo tsa gago
FNB what
FNB cash plus
Madonna makante ke monto samplele ka mananeo ya FNB ya cash plus
la ha re le nna ke gone go utang ka dona ebile ke be ke sa dumele
Deposit cash and coins, withdraw from e-wallet, make cardless cash withdrawals, buy prepaid airtime and electricity, pay bills such as water, electricity and many more.
FNB dona nyawa ene ke ra sa thare mpare mo tiki na ke ra go motho hela mamorapedi o tola skonterela o bua go semosong wa go duela semosong manane wa FNB cash plus
FNB, how can we help you?
Welcome back to First Issues. We're continuing our effort to bring discussions on what entrepreneurs in different sectors of the economy face as challenges, problems, and hurdles on their journeys. And tonight, our focus is on women in the film industry. We see the heroes, the villains, the spectacle, and the drama. But behind the magic, out of the spotlight, is a story of struggle, one of exclusion, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of a voice. This is the story of the women who build the world of film, navigating a landscape that often keeps them on the margins. According to the 2024 Celluloid Ceiling report by the Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film, women accounted for only 16% of directors working on the top 250 grossing films of that year. This means 84% of the most popular, highest budget stories were told exclusively through the male lens. On films with at least one woman director, women comprised 52% of writers and 34% of cinematographers, compared to sets directed exclusively by men, where those numbers dropped to 12% and 5% respectively, according to the same report. Nikita Mokgware, a trained professional who holds an honors degree specializing in acting, screenwriting, and theater movement, has leveraged her education and experience, which includes being a multi-choice talent factory alumnus, to become a creator of content and opportunities. On the other hand, Women in Film Guild Botswana, which she co-founded with Serena Mifinyana, is a non-profit society dedicated to addressing challenges that are unique to the local film industry, such as the small market size and the difficulty in attracting local investment in a country primarily focused on mining and agriculture. We're at Mebala Youth Studios with Nikita to understand women in film, the struggles women in film face, and what strides have been made to alleviate the situation.
I'm the co-founder and chair for Women in Film Guild Botswana, and basically our mandate is to educate, assist and empower women in film, and we're trying to look at the economic value we can bring to said empowerment, because the industry in Botswana, it's talented, it's skilled, but it's very, very small, so there are not a lot of jobs to go around.
Let us talk about the struggles like I had mentioned at the outset of our conversations. What are those that women specifically in film continue to face? We know that women have been empowered to be able to break through into whatever industry that they set their minds to.
So a little bit of a hot take. I know a lot of people say that women in Botswana have been empowered and that we might have too much empowerment, but my honest belief is that a lot of these don't actually empower women, putting them in the roles. And the reason I say this is because of an experience I had. I once went to a meeting pushing a project that I was trying to do, and in the room were majority women, yay! And there was one man, and his role wasn't that high. I think he was an accountant or simply just like an assistant role there. And when we had finished with the presentation and we said, okay, what do you guys think? They all turned to the man. He literally spoke the entire presentation. The ladies there didn't say anything. And that stuck with me all these years later. And I've seen it time and time and again where women with titles or roles that would insinuate that they have the power to make certain decisions and to push for certain things actually have very little of it when it comes to the practical application of it. And then the other issue I've been seeing is that we women ourselves have a lot of internalized misogyny in terms of low self-esteem, in terms of not wanting to take that chance. I remember when I was attending a festival in South Africa, they are experiencing the same issue, where they say that when they make calls, for example, for applications, over like 30 or 40% of the applications by women are left unfinished. It's like the women start the application and then stop for whatever reason. So it's an issue that I see that is more global than we think, where women simply, we don't really believe in ourselves that way, even though we think we do. A lot of us are very scared to take opportunities. We're very scared to go that extra mile for ourselves, because we're so used to thinking for men, thinking for our families, thinking for our communities, and then at the bottom of the barrel would be us.
Maybe one would argue then that that is a cultural mindset or a cultural, not even a stereotype, but it happens because of cultural upbringing, basically. So then what is your part in breaking that stereotype or breaking that mold that has taught women to be okay, even subconsciously or unconsciously, with being in the background?
I absolutely agree with your take that it's a cultural phenomenon, and it's why I believe, like I said before, empowerment, it looks like we're being empowered, but on a sociological and cultural level, we're still very much in practice of the men have to be put first, or other things need to be put first before us. And so our role really is to kind of give women a little shake and to live by that example. We've noticed more and more engagement, for example, in our guild, simply because myself as well as the executive board have tried our best to live by example, to walk the walk and talk the talk, to prove to women that it is possible to stand up for yourself, have the things you deserve, that you have worked for, that you have proven, that you have moved for, and at the same time be able to still be respectful, culturally aware, things like that.
Nikita Mokgware and all women who work in film are a reminder that every cut and every action is a victory hard-won, moving us closer to the day when the magic on screen truly reflects the diverse brilliance behind it.
Ta bitsa motho gore motho a leke mangwala e go duela metsi.
Mama ka re male jana ha o tlhokana le go tsamela kgakala gore go duela metsi FNB re diretse tiro motho
Senthe
ma kwa go marekisetsong a ile gore ana le tshwala FNB cash plus se se tlhokanyela ke o mang wa gago mo tirisong le reference number e bon dinomoro tse diriswang go ruratsa dituelo tsa gago.
FNB what?
FNB cash plus.
Madonna makante ke ngontso sampolele ka mananeo ya FNB ya cash plus.
Hela ha re le nna ke gone go utwang ka dona ebile ke ne ke sa dumele
Ka be ke heditse.
Deposit cash and coins, withdraw from e-wallet, make cardless cash withdrawals, buy prepaid airtime and electricity, pay bills such as water, electricity, and many more.
Ire bolokile FNB.
Dona nyawa ena ke ra sa thara mphare motiki na ke ra go motho hela mamarapedi o tola skonterela o bua go semosong wa go duela semosong manane wa FNB cash plus.
FNB, how can we help you?
Welcome back to First Issues. The digital payments landscape in Botswana is undergoing a revolution, transforming the nation's financial DNA from a cash-heavy environment to a dynamic digital ecosystem. This shift, driven by widespread mobile penetration and supportive regulatory efforts, has created an unparalleled window of opportunity for today's entrepreneurs. According to the World Bank's inclusive digital financial services data, a majority of adults in Botswana, nearly 57%, report using digital payments. Even more telling is the adoption of mobile money accounts, with approximately 51.6% of adults utilizing these non-bank platforms. While electronic fund transfers, or EFTs, remain the dominant payment method, constituting about 53% of total payments in 2023, as reported in the Bank of Botswana's research bulletin, the use of mobile money continues to soar, propelled by its convenience and accessibility. Market projections suggest that the total transaction value in Botswana's digital payments market is to reach nearly $950 million by 2027, indicating strong continuous growth. So how do you become part of this rapidly growing ecosystem as an entrepreneur? And what does it mean for your enterprise? We're joined by Charles Mokgware, digital enabler from one of the local commercial banks. Charles, thank you so much for coming on First Issues and affording us your time today. We're talking about the current digital payments landscape, right? Banking has evolved for the longest time, and including digital banking, actually, which has seen huge transformation in the last decade or so. We could start off our conversation by you really demonstrating how this has been instrumental and significant in how we manage our money.
Banking has really evolved, within the last recent years. We have seen a change in how people manage their finances and how people really interact with the bank. So we are seeing a new wave of now changing and evolving of the financial markets and the industry at large. We are seeing technology coming on board to now become a part of the banking ecosystem, and this has really impacted the world in a very great way, because think about a world whereby you can just access your money, manage your money, and just do anything you want to do with your money right from the comfort of your house. Previously it was a different issue, because people had to physically go to the branches to go and transact, to go and do payments, request for statements and all those services that they get from the bank. But with the introduction of technology into the banking space, we are seeing a new exciting world of possibilities that are so endless.
We're still talking about transformation, and one of this is that these days to actually be able to make payments, to make deposits, you don't need certain banking details. You don't need a card, for example, to be able to receive or withdraw cash. You don't need a bank account to be able to deposit money, for example. How has this facilitated inclusivity as far as the banking space is concerned?
That's actually a good thing, because like in this introduction of the digital banking platforms, we have seen a growth of inclusivity in the sense that people who didn't have access to go to the bank, or who were like maybe in remote areas and living in remote areas and didn't really have that easy access to these traditional banking platforms that we had, they are now enjoying this seamless experience whereby they don't necessarily need to go into such places. They can just manage finances wherever they are. They can manage their accounts wherever they are. So I would say it has really impacted the community at large, the nations at large, in a very good way, because now we see that each and everyone, like whether you're retail or just a street vendor or small medium enterprises, they are now able to do banking seamlessly without affecting their daily routines or their daily businesses.
So Charles, let us land our plane. What is the bigger picture here? If you were to summarize our entire conversation with one or two sentences about digital payments, what would you say?
What I would say is that the bigger picture here is all about empowerment. Digital banking has come to empower the people. It has come to empower the clients, in the sense that now you have charge of your finances. You are in charge of your finances. You are able to manage your finances wherever you are. You don't necessarily need to go anywhere to manage your finances, and all that can be done at your convenience. Digital banking is bringing secure, easy, and convenience, in the sense that a customer doesn't need to do much. All they need is their device, and then they can do whatever they wanted to do.
The digital payments landscape evolution is the foundation of a new commercial economy, offering immediate, tangible benefits for entrepreneurs. And if you were to integrate these tools today, you'd not just be adapting, you'd be securing your position at the forefront of the country's economic future. And on that note, we've come to the end of tonight's installment of First Issues. Until next time, good night. This program was proudly brought to you by First National Bank of Botswana.